Good morning, good morning. Welcome to my channel, Sword and Cross Chair. As usual, we know I have a little something to say. All right. Let's see. Am I the hidden enemy? No, you were. When I first put up my channel, and I was here before a lot of other folks came. There were a lot of folks that were here before me. But the woman doing this reading, I remember when you came as well. I have civil rights just like anyone else. All you had to do was leave me the fuck alone. But you all chose to use my information, my energy, and exploit me for your money and your readings. There are a lot of people as well that were just so afraid some of their information was going to come out. Some of the same people who defamated my character, slandered me, and exploited my information all through the communities, the town, and on to a few other towns. When I came out here, it was to do readings. It was to do readings on my dreams, thoughts, feelings, everything you all are already doing. Except for my dreams are a little different. My dreams come true. My dreams show me things. And to give you an example of that, I couldn't sleep last night. When I finally did fall back into a good sleep, the dream that I had was on UFOs, robotics, things that I'd never seen, things this world's never seen. We know the government does do research on this. That's common knowledge. We know everything that's going on with AI, the robotics that's being done there. But this is things I've never seen. And that's what I wanted to do readings on. 190 stands out in my mind from the dream I had last night. Talk about Transformers on a level we've never seen. I simply came out here to do readings, express these things. And yes, of course, expose South Carolina and what was going on there. And by all means, that needed to be exposed because children were dying, children were being abused, families were being abused. This was a lot of greed, a lot of corruption, a lot of evil-ass, envious, jealous people. People from my own community, people from my past, ex-husband. There was a lot of people that were just so damn scared to death. Some babies' mamas. That Adarine was evolving. That Adarine had been led to something for her to do. Like I said, I sat back and watched all this go down. I'm not the hidden enemy you were. You targeted me as soon as I came online. You already had me hacked and targeted before I ever came online. And that's how I was hearing my information being played back in 2019. And so on, so on. And yes, it is a possibility that I have a trust fund someone stole. I know y'all constantly speak on that. And I say that because there was an idiot here in 2020 that consistently checked my mail. Bill. And it's a possibility that Bill did get initiated by this ex-husband's little biker gang. It's a possibility Bill did get some information out of my mailbox. But it would go to show exactly who the people are in this community that I'm dealing with. If someone was so low down, spiteful, vicious, envious, and corrupt that they did try to steal some inheritance. Because I did have an uncle pass away in 2020 from C-19. But this is the same people I'm speaking on. No one had no right, be it the jealous-ass baby mama in South Carolina, be it the jealous-ass black widow, the insane, mentally ill ex-husband. No one had the right. I have not intervened in y'all's lives other than trying to prove abuse that was done to my grandchildren. I have not gone back and intervened in anyone's life in Glenmore. I have not gone back and intervened in any ex-husband's life. I don't care about that bullshit. But what I do care about is I have the same civil rights you do. For you to try to stop me, slow me down. And this is the same thing that I've sat back and watched the ex do. The same way he sabotaged a little white vehicle in 2012 when I was going to nursing school. Not only did he sabotage it, he sabotaged it so much that the man who fixed it said, "It's a wonder I'm alive." You think you could play with someone's mind, play with someone's life, try to destroy their life, feed their information, their private moments in their life to the world to make your little dollars? I don't know who the hell all of you people think you are to target someone, do this to someone, and then think you can hold them back so their story is never heard. YouTube is not the only place I can express my story. There's a lot of you that are worried about your own channels being shut down. Everything I have sat here and spoke was truth. Vision Goddess, you know you lying, baby. That information you got on that man, y'all went to his Facebook for one. For two, you was watching everything I was doing. And three, it was broadcast all over the news. Same way I saw it. That's how you saw it. So you can just sit here and defend that all day long. I know better. One, I actually have a gift. I'm not just sitting here telling stories. What I said about Sage, truth. What I said about Mary, truth. There's no way in hell Mary Smith knew all of that information. Y'all's readings have followed right along with my lifeline to what went down in 2018, the tornado, what went down in 2019, people trying to spread my name, slander my name. Your first readings, some of your very first readings in 2019, ho, 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 ho. We all know. That's exactly what the Black Widow was saying all over 67's Facebook. Ho, ho, ho. Then your readings, it just followed my entire lifeline. And I can prove it, and you all don't like that. Well, maybe you should have never fucking came for me. Maybe you should have never targeted me. Because you did this, not me. All the hell I have done is defend myself. Go ask Spiritual Advisor LLC about screenshots in her phone. And how before she could even put them up, how another reader was putting them up. Same thing happened here. I was hacked. You used my life and my information to make money, to exploit me, to target me, try to embarrass me, shame me, make me go away. That's not going to happen. I've said before that I should probably reach out and start reaching out to media and different things, different people, so this could be known what you all did. And I still stand on that. It's not because I'm the enemy. It's because you targeted me. You made me your enemy. You had no right to exploit me and do what you did to me. There's quite a few of you I remember when you came out. I've sat back and watched people try to put up channels. I watched how each channel, 10 views, 100 views, 1,000 views. Yes, it has a lot to do with algorithm, but it also has a lot to do with not being hidden, shadow banned, targeted. You know it and I know it. Now, like I said, had you left me the hell alone and let me do my readings, one, there was a lot of jealous, evil, envious-ass people that was afraid Adaring's life would get better, that was afraid Adaring would make a little money and come ahead. There's quite a few evil, envious-ass people that wanted to make sure that wasn't done so people wouldn't see who they were. Some of the same people who tried to slander and defamate my character. Well, if you want to spread that all around the community, you were scared I was going to spread it all around the world. You were scared people were going to see who you were. Things right here in my own community. I'm sure there's a pastor that had their hand in making sure my channel was shut down. My channel was not seen. There's a family that doesn't want anyone to be seen of the people they're attached to. I never came for your family. You came for me. Let me tell you, I saw this woman at Mac's one day, the woman that married into this family that lives down the street. She made a fool of herself. Sister girl, the way you sat there, made an ass of yourself, saying bitch, 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 was based on a lie. A lie your brother told you. Because your brother was also worried about his image. You sat there at Mac's. Do you know, and I remember watching it go down so well. I was a couple cash registers over from you. It's a blonde lady. Small, skinny, petite blonde lady with blue eyes that I'm speaking on. Lives down the street from me. You stood in Mac's. I've never been nothing but a pleasant person to you. You stood in Mac's while you were cashing out, and I was a couple cash registers over. Bitch! 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 You were trying to provoke someone. Let me assure you, darling, and you can ask your brother, if you would have approached me and at any time thought you were going to put your hands on me, you would have caught one of the worst ass whippings you ever had in your life. What you did that day was uncalled for, idiotic. And I'm sure you embarrassed the hell out of yourself because the cashier was looking at you like you'd lost your damn mind. I came out here to express some of my stories of my life. And there were so many people that wanted to keep me in a box of this is who you are, that they did all they could to stop that channel, as well as greedy-ass tarot readers, jealous and envious. That's fact. You may need to do some shadow work and take a long look in the mirror. So let me tell you how your brother lies. Some of my stories I was going to tell. Was I ever going to mention your brother's name? Nope. Didn't then and still haven't. This is a man that held a knife to my throat, threw me against the refrigerator, held a knife to my throat because I was begging him not to do drugs, while he ran out to the swamp to jump on a party barge and go do drugs with your father. But when they saw me standing on the bank, they twisted that story, didn't they? They never said the truth. They never said of why I was standing there. Let me tell you why I was standing there. This dirty bastard held a knife to my throat, and I was going to roll his head off his shoulders with a pine knot when he stepped back on that bank. Because you see, there are several types of women in the world. There are those that whine, and by no means am I trying to offend anybody with this. There are those that sit back and whine about being abused because they're caught in a mental turmoil that they can never walk away from that person because of the abuse, fear, different reasons. Then you have the type that people try to abuse, that refuse to be abused. That would be me. There's a lot of lies your brother told to protect his image. Same way he told everybody he hit a deer with a truck. That's a damn lie. He hit a tree because he was drunk. And I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with people's lies, how people have defamated my character, the same way this little wench, your niece, that's now sitting in jail, if you haven't bonded her out. Apparently you can't even see who some of your family is because this is a lying, conniving, thieving little heifer. You know, the one tried to say I was her step-parent and I was evil. Well, first off, I was never her step-parent because I never married that man. I refused his proposal. This was an evil little heifer that did a lot. You want to say, they want to say I was the evil step-parent? Did they tell you how they would spit on the couch and wallow in it? Did they tell you all of the horrific things they did? Did they tell you they were the reason I left that man eventually? As well as other reasons. But they were the number one reason. So let's make sure we get that clear. I'm by no means in any way kin to this girl. And when that man stayed on my property for a year, that girl was long gone with my money. A lot of people sit out here, just like I did a reading about a black SUV, and we've already got a reader out here twisting that around like I'm targeting a married couple. to the west of me. When that's not at all who that reading's about. Like I've said before, you can't listen to pieces and portions of someone's life and think you know. You thought by watching what I would read, what I would listen to, what I would see, that you knew my personal, intimate thoughts. And it's where you're wrong. You thought all this time somebody's sitting here waiting for somebody to come back, and that's where you're wrong. This is how I've always lived my life, since I walked away from your brother in 2007. Your brother and his thieving, nasty-ass children. I've never seen such. Taking your keys, robbing everything in your vehicles while you're asleep. So y'all are going to stop coming for me. You had no right to hold me back because you were worried about your lives and your crimes and your bullshit coming out. You didn't mind speaking on anything of mine. But now you're afraid some of yours is going to come out? Like I've said before, the good Lord will raise you, steadily let you rise. Every one of you that did this to me, you have things in your own past you're trying to hide. All because of an image. You tried to target me. There's a lot of you that really went to the extent to mentally torture me to the point you thought I'd take my life. Can you imagine? Can you imagine hearing your life being played back to you over a freaking YouTube channel and knowing this is your information in your life? Because so many idiots are worried that some of the things they did may come out. Well, you should have thought about that before you came for me. Before these tarot readers came for me. Before this ex-husband and his family came for me. Before this H2O family came for me. Many years you have slandered my name. But now that I'm defending myself, you want to sit me down, shut me up, hope I take myself out? Says a lot about you, doesn't it? You were so busy trying to slander me. You were so busy trying to prove who I was and you weren't. Well, it appears to me you're sitting in the same boat. Appears to me you have skeletons in the closet you don't want known. You should have never, from the day you were standing in the store, bitch, you should have never came for me. You're so worried that people are going to find out things about your family. I've never given a damn what your family did. I simply came out here to do readings. And there were so many of you. Low down, filthy, dirty, disgusting souls that wanted to stop that. Scared to death. Because Adarine was living her own life and doing her own thing. Not one of you, from the government to South Carolina officials, to officials here, to the blue-eyed, blonde-headed ex-family member down the road, so-called family member, who were scared to death someone was going to exploit or expose them. You all have sick souls for what you did. Right down to the Black Widow, the ex-husband. You're sick. I already know the ex-husband's scared to death somebody was going to come ahead. Or he'd have never been telling anyone and everyone, take her for all you can. Take her for all you can. You are a sick person, sir. You apparently have a mental illness because we've been divorced for 30 years. To hold that kind of grudge, you have a mental illness. And it's apparent. It shows. It's in your family. It runs in your family. From the pedophile down to the mental ill families that drew checks. Family members. And you see, that's not what I came out here to expose. That's not what I came out here to speak about. What I came out here to speak on was my dreams. Tell some funny stories of things that happened in life. Was I going to mention your name? Nope, not at all. But I can guarantee you now, if that channel ever comes forward, I'm going to be laying some things out there. Now, of course, I may still never say your name. But if people figure out who you are, it is what it is. You had no right to do what you did to me. This family in Carolina, you targeted me, you targeted my son. You sabotaged vehicles, you sabotaged jobs. You tried to sabotage my life as well because you knew I had this man's back. You have filthy, disgusting souls. You're pieces of shit. You think and thought that you could abuse children, do the crap you did, clan up, click up, manipulate the judicial system. You've already committed perjury in court. You tried to have this man brought up on false charges. You're a piece of shit. You do the same thing a lot of other women do in this world. You never take off the mask. You try to have a good man brought up on charges over your bullshit, your deceit, your lies, and your abuse. And what's sad is that this happens in our world. That a lot of good men this truly happens to. And it's what causes people to go off the deep end, lose their shit, and then go out there and fuck somebody up. Because of women that do this BS. And for the reader that tried to twist it, somebody's jealous because your husband takes care of you. You would be wrong, baby. Working and getting out in society gives us something. It gives us a lot of things. One, it puts you out in the world for worldly experiences. Two, communication, other people. Gives you the benefit of a working body. Gives you the benefit of an income and quite a few other things. A lot of women have put themselves in position. A lot of them simply do not want to work. But if you have a man that takes care of you and that's the life you want, go. Do it. But don't sit here and use my information in my life and try to twist it for your sick means to make a reading. Now, let me go back to what I first said. The main reason I came out here to do tarot readings was to use my gift, was to express my dreams, was to help people. And there were so many vicious, low down, sick souls that did not want to see that happen. And every one of them's main goal was scared to death Adoring was going to come ahead. Especially the ex-husband that's done all he could for 30 years to hold somebody back. You have a very sick soul, sir. May you roast in hell. That's how I felt about it when I divorced you, and that's how I feel about it now. You know, I actually have empathy for the woman that married you. She could have had so much better of a man. And had so much better of a life. All right. Now, like I said, back to the reason why I first came out here. One of those reasons was to expose South Carolina. But the other reason was to simply express my gift, use my gift, and talk about those dreams. The things I saw in this dream last night, when I tell you, these are things these are things I've never seen in a movie. These are things that I've never seen anything that the government has expressed. Again, like I said, talk about Transformers. In this dream, I saw these robotics do things that were just unimaginable, that was never seen by anyone in our world. But again, I would never have the chance to express that. I mean, they just lift off from a standing position. Just lift off. No runway needed. And they were badass. I mean, badass. Some of these dreams are, when I wake up, it's almost like, oh, that was a damn good movie. But, and sometimes, you know, I do forget parts of them. But this was wild. This was wild. This was, like I said, this is things I've never seen. It was, some of it was almost like, some of these robotics were like, almost like real humans. But with robotic parts. Some of it was just simple machinery that, like I said, no runway needed, would just lift off. That just had the power to, excuse me, from hovering above something to lift a semi and throw it just with energies. It was a wild dream. I would have to sit. I just woke up because I couldn't sleep last night, and I ended up sleeping late. But I have to sit down and write it all down. But needless to say, like I said, there's a lot of people out here who tried to scream, "Oh, you have no gift." The people that are trying to say this do not even know me. My ex-husband doesn't even know me. I only spent about 4 years with this man. The only thing you know about me are things that were twisted, exploited, and told to you and your family. By a son that was out to earn brownie points. By a son that simply wanted your love, your acknowledgement, your respect, and that pat on the back. And I don't even see why he's worried about that, because he's more of a man than you ever were or ever will be. But I guess that's just how son wants father's approval. But yet you twisted those children's minds, all out of envy, jealousy, spite, and ignorance, as well as a mental illness. So again, I say, none of you, not one of you, had the right to do what you did. This goes all the way back to jealous old dopos that do nothing but play mental mind games, because that's what they have to do to have a relationship, to have a pillow to lay their head on. Not everybody plays mind games. A lot of you that are out here doing this in this world, this is why you will never find a pure, true mate, a soul link that you can walk through life with. Live, laugh, love, be happy. That's why, because you play mind games. As long as you keep doing that, you will never find what you seek. There were so many people that were just so spitefully jealous. My own daughter-in-law. But I bet you she'll never admit that. But she was. She was. When I went to buy that little trailer for them, which would have been an excellent start, because it would have been something they owned and they could have saved money quicker because they wouldn't have had to pay rent. She thought she was too good for it. And then she thought I was going to hand her the money for it. And that's where she was wrong. For what? So you can go blow it? I don't think so. So you can sit back, you can talk crap, you can try to discriminate. But the one thing that does not change is I have the same civil rights as you. There will come a day when I will find out exactly who did this. And I will file whatever forms, whatever has to be done for you to let that channel go. And I just may outsmart you other ways as well. I have done nothing. Oh, yeah, let's see. Let's go back to 2019. Ho, 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 you're going to jail, restraining order. Ho, 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 you're going to jail, restraining order. So if there's someone in Glenmore listening, you can see where that came from, sir. If you didn't have a hand in it, you've been hacked, sir. What you all did was vicious, evil, low down, and conniving. There's not a word I can come up with well enough to express it. But you had no right to do to another human being what you did to me. How you exploited my life for gain. Every one of you. Right down to the Black Widow and the emails she sent to Glenmore. Those emails were not sent for your benefit. Those emails were sent for hers. That old thing so obsessed with that man, her old flutters every time she sees him. You know why? You know why she did it? Because she knew you were something she would never have, couldn't have, can't have, would have never had. And that's a blessing for you, because you may have been next with an insurance policy on your name. I've never met so many idiotic folks that out of vengeance, hate, spite, you all made yourselves an enemy. Again, all I did was come out here to do tarot readings. And I remember those first readings. I did the zodiac signs. And apparently some folks were just slapped but hurt. I wasn't out here saying people's names. I was doing zodiac readings. It's very horrific what you all did, and you deserve to be brought to justice. So you never, ever think you can do this to someone else and get away with it. So you never, ever think you can hide the child abuse you hid and get away with it. So you never, ever think you can hide the mental illness and the pedophiles in your family and get away with it. So you never think that because you're a pastor or you sit high enough in the community, you can target and destroy someone else's life. Every one of you that had a hand in this, I don't care if you're a pastor, I don't care if you're a law official, I don't care if you're a politician, I don't care if you're CEO of CPS, you deserve to be charged with RICO law. So you're taught a lesson and know that this is not how our world works, and you do not have the right to destroy another person's life, to hide abuse, to hide corruption, to hide how you tried to target someone and cause them a mental illness to the point they would take their life. This is horrific. This is bullshit. No one had those rights. But every one of you that jumped on this hate train thought you did, could, and would get away with it. You some sick motherfuckers. All right. That's what I had to say. But I'm sure it'll all come about, and we'll see where it goes. All I can say is I truly hope. There's not a doubt in my mind that the divine's going to make it happen because we're already seeing it. But I truly hope the family that did the child abuse are brought up on charges. I truly hope the two idiots that did this BS and tried to exploit someone's life and set it up to where people could watch my life are brought to justice. You had no right to do what you did to me. You had no right to try to do crap to keep me from moving on with my own life, possibly marrying, possibly being in a relationship, possibly moving forward. You already tried to stop my education when you sabotaged that car. You, sir, deserve to be in prison. So, whoever your little biker gang is that pats you on the back, apparently they're a pack of idiots too because they don't know who you are, but I do.